So some of you who may have watched the Pump King of Games tournament might have noticed a deck that nearly topped, was probably tied for like ninth place or something. That was by Ryanite. He was he was playing a build of my KFC deck that was not on Kuraz. It was basically like the machine aggro kind of take with triple debris dragons and the full Machina package and stuff. So I figured I'd build my own take on that sort of deck. And I inevitably came to the conclusion that every aspect of the deck would be better if it was more like my deck, which, I mean, obviously. So the main changes I've made is I brought it back in Kuraz. The reason I brought back in Kuraz is, okay, there's a couple reasons. I mean, first of all, I feel like the build he was on was a lot weaker to, like, threats that you just can't out with Gadgetron or Fortress or whatever. Like, Spirit Reaper or Cataster or something, just getting like walled out like that. So I went up to 3 Wing Blasts, and Kuraz can kind of deal with that as well. But additionally, Kuraz, there's just a lot of cards in here that are good cards that you want to play that are a lot worse when you don't play Kuraz. Like Dandelion's a lot worse without Kuraz. I'm not saying these are bad cards without Kuraz. I'm just saying Kuraz makes them better. Like the full field spell package is better with Kuraz. Gear Town's better with Kuraz. Again, Gear Town's a fine card without Kuraz. But Kuraz is one more card in the deck that lets you proc Gear Town. So, Garden obviously way better with Kuraz. Mausoleum way better with Kuraz. Call of the Haunted way better with Kuraz. So there's just like a lot of cards like this that are really just way better with Kuraz. You know what I'm saying? So I brought Kuraz back in, and then I'm like, I want to play Driller because he's a machine and he's in the deck. So, and he was already playing Grand Mal, so I'm just like, why not play the Giant Rat stuff? I put it up to 3 Phoenix Wing. Again, I'm on 3 Phoenix Wing in my main build now as well, actually. But again, it's just like another thing is the deck that's just this Machina version with triple debris loses really hard to oppression compared to like the default KFC build. Like the default KFC build is pretty good against oppression. Like stops your debris plays in your Gear Town, but you have a ton of outs. You have a ton of ways to play around it, you know. But this deck really didn't. So I think having 3 Phoenix Wing is definitely going to be really nice. That being said, there's a lot that's really cool about this. Gearframe's an insane card. Fortress, crazy boss monster. I mean, the package is just so strong. I couldn't fit in the big guy. It's just one too many bricks for a deck that's already playing like a couple Garnets. So yeah. This is where I roughly ended up. I think I've gone over all the changes. I peeled it down to 1 debris. I was trying out builds with 3 debris like a month ago, but it was not going well in terms of testing. I just think 2 is just so superior in terms of being the correct ratio, unfortunately. One thing that's really nice about this deck is that Fortress gives you a way to convert off of the card advantage that you get with like Kuraz and stuff, so that's neat. I will say this deck's definitely... its main enemy is going to be Cyber Dragon in post-board games. The regular deck is probably weakest to Cyber Dragon, weaker to Cyber Dragon than any other individual side deck card, and this is going to dial up that weakness to 11 because obviously we have the full Machina package stuff now that can just get outed with 1 card. But, you know, that's kind of just something you have to accept when you're playing a machine deck in Edison format, so I still think, despite all of these caveats, that this take on the deck is one of the better ones. I think like this one, the quick draw one, and the frog one are like the most viable ways of playing KFC. And this one's probably even better than the quick draw one. So it's as like an alternative variant of the deck. It definitely has a lot of potential, and I think it could do very well. And Ryan and I definitely proved that with his what was it? What did I say? Tied for 9th place run. Yeah, very close to topping. Very close to topping. So definitely an impressive performance by him on his build. But today we're going to look and see what I can do with my build. So let's just jump straight into that. All right, here we got a match. We're going to go ahead and pick Rock. See what our opponent goes with here. Am I the Carpath? Maybe. Probably. I'm going to assume I am. Anyway, opponent picked Rock. So I think the optimal play is to do Rock again. Okay, they've gone Rock again. A 3rd time, then. A 3rd time. Alright. They did it 4 times in a row. I can't believe it. Who does Rock 4 times in a row? You're crazy. You're crazy, my guy. You're a madman. Alright. We've opened Solemn Dust Chute. However, our hand is not otherwise that great, I'm going to be honest. Probably just set the Dust Chute, try to get some value out of this Tragodia. Alright. After set. After their first action, I always dust shoot no matter what. That is an interesting hand they have. They just added it back and I couldn't see what it was. That's weird. That is really weird. Why couldn't I see it when they added it back? Anyway, Legacy of Yada, Compulsory Kindling, MST, Caius. So we don't really know what that set monster is. Probably a Raikou or something, maybe? Maybe it's a Flamvel Magician. Yeah. So we know they're on Legacy of Yada, Compulsory Kindling, MST. So those are probably the Compulse and the MST. I could just try to bait an MST here. Or I could try to bait both the I don't even know. I don't even know. Let's see if we can bait the MST. I think the Solemn's the card here I'm least attached to. They're not going to do it, huh? If they flip a Raikou, I'm Solemning it 100%. I mean... Oh no, they're just going to MST... They didn't set MST then. Oh, they probably set Legacy of Yada with Compulse. I'm dumb. I'm thinking they had to have MST set for some reason. Well, this is a little awkward. We can just drop Trigodia. See if he compulses my guy. I don't think he will. If he sinks 8, I can steal it, which is hilarious. Actually, very funny. There's a Rekindling, which is kind of scary. We top deck Fortress. Let's think. We could go for a lot here. In terms of, like, we could take the guy, do the Kuraz effect to draw some cards. Yeah, I like that plan. Let's just steal it. Because we know the face downs are not Torrential or Mirror. He's thinking about compulsing his own guy? That's kind of wild. He's gonna do it. Alright. Well, here we still go for the Kuraz, pop both of my own. Target. Target. Boom, boom. Draw 2. Effect of this guy. So... Now, what's nice about this is that Fortress is going to handle the level 8 Synchro that he gets with Rekindling. The face down's Legacy of Yada. Legacy of Yada is pretty interesting. It would be sweet if people started just like playing it kind of like how people in GOAT format play Jar of Greed. I feel like it's unlikely to happen because it's just like a bit slow. Definitely, like, especially going second, that could be really awkward. We're gonna just go for game here. Pop both the opponent's cards. They either have Gores or they don't. Draw first. Pretty sure they have to draw first. Because Kuraz is just a full chain before that other card. Okay, anyway, if they don't have Gores, they're super dead. We have 5k on board. So maybe we just might as well attack first. I mean, we can probably play around Gores better if we summon Gearframe. So I think we'll do it. We can use Fortress to like get Trooper and Grave, and then set up the messed up the rematch thing. I hate how DB works like that. So the opponent's on some kind of standard Flamville sort of list. That card's alright. Actually, this card's not that great. It's good against Fire Dog specifically, but like nothing else. You know, let's just not even. This card's good. This card's good. Beyond that, there's not a lot great that I really want to bring in. Indeed. What comes out? Maybe like Dust Shoot going second. I could easily see them drawing like a trap heavy hand. That's another thing, is you could like play around Trap Dust Shoot with Legacy of Yada and stuff. Then again, it's like drawing cards like this could be just disastrously slow in Edison format. Like if your opponent gets aggressive early and you're maybe going second and you draw like Jar of Greed or something, or Legacy of Yada, that sounds like a nightmare. And then they like end phase space it anyway or something. I don't know. So this hand is very machine heavy. Guess that's a pretty good draw, but we get Dust Shooted. Pretty annoying. This is a pretty good hand to get Dust Shooted with, honestly. We have a lot of options. Like, he either takes Gear Frame or he takes Trooper, but they're both really good cards here. I might just chill on the terraformings, to be honest. He takes the Gear Frame. So that means... I'm not sure what that means. Then again, I might want to activate the terraformings first, just so I don't mill a field spell if I summon the Trooper. Interesting. Nah, let's... okay, let's just summon the Trooper. I'm just gonna risk it. Alright, nice mill. Nice mill. Hitting that dandy. Very, very nice. We're gonna attack. Hopefully it's not Spy. Alright, RIP. Maybe I should have planned on that. Doesn't have a Descendant, at least. Alright, let's set a couple of cards. End our turn. So he knows about Torrential. I feel like there's no way he plays too bad into it. If he has a Flambeau, we just have to use it, unfortunately, but... surely he switches both of the Spies here. The only reason not to switch one is if you want it to, like, wall something, maybe. But I don't know. So he's going to attack. He has to hit over this. You take 800. Draw a card. Damn. Need to find a machine monster here. Okay, that's a card. Let's activate this. The question is, do we go for... I think just another Gear Town. And we'll save the third terraforming. If this gets like bottomless or something, we can chain Torrential maybe. Wouldn't be terrible. If it doesn't, then we're fine. I'm thinking as well. Book on... I'm gonna assume he's not doing that on summon just to give him the benefit of the doubt here. We can just do it again. I mean... This isn't like optimal in terms of setting up my Torrential Tribute to be good, but I don't know if I need to per se. Let's get that Gadgetron out of deck. You know what else we could do here? We could Tribute summon Machina Fortress. That's kind of funny. I mean, it turns off our ability to Phoenix Wing, though. I might just hold it. I don't know. It's a difficult choice. But we've already flipped Garden, so we're kind of committed to this path here. If the set card's a Raikou, he kind of needs to get rid of the Garden. Storm could maybe be bad if he has like a follow-up to it. Alright, it's a DD Warrior Lady. That's an interesting card. It's not that scary. Guess one of our guys is banished, but there's only one Gear Town left in the deck anyhow. Okay, Driller. That's a very interesting one. I might just hold it in my hand for the moment. I might just hold everything in my hand for the moment, honestly. This is my board until he kills the Garden or the Gear Dragon or something. He kind of has to get rid of both to do anything from this situation. So, unfortunately, Garden's going to start a Chain Link, so I can't just summon this and flip Torrential, but, you know, it is what it is. Let me think. Shoot, should I summon this rat? I think I'm going to summon this rat and get a Garden token. Now, there's no Kuraz Engrave, so we're not going to go that route of ramming. But we can just use this to get, like, damage, you know? Does the opponent have a Torrential? Wouldn't be bad for them to have a Torrential here. That's a compulsory. Okay. Well, we can technically summon Fortress like a bunch of times from here. I think I'm just going to do nothing, though. They killed the Torrential. I think they top decked that MST, too. That's a little bit rough. Fortunately, we can kind of just deal with anything with our current hand, so it's not the biggest deal. They didn't get rid of Garden, which means we're never going to be under any pressure. Like, I think they maybe should have killed the Garden and then just played into the Torrent, because, like, this is a fine board for them to have to deal with Torrential anyway. We get a token. Because Garden is the problem here, right? I mean, you can just play around Torrential when you know it's there. It's kind of one of those cards where it's like way sackier when you don't know it's there, like Gore's kind of. Alright, so we're going to take 250. And this is just going to give us, what do I think, like another rat probably? Probably just another rat and then go like Granmal. And then we both get a token. Tokens. Well, he doesn't get a token, actually. Yeah, because I think Garden would start a new chain after this shit happens. I think so. I haven't thought a whole lot about this, but it should just be like, what? Dog Link 1, Rat Link 2 both happen, and then Garden tries to summon one, but then can't. Weird that he didn't hit over the rat again. I mean, I guess we're just going to ram it anyway, so it's whatever. Finding a Kuraz here would be pretty godly, not going to lie. This is a dandy token, right? The defense mode one definitely is, I think, if I recall correctly. So I can go like Rat Ram, get Granmal. Why didn't he flip that in main one? He could have outed the rat. A lot of weird shit going on here. So I could clear my tokens to summon. Well, we could summon tribute summon Fortress, crash with Stardust out the Colossal. I mean, that's hilarious. Let's do that. And then go battle phase, crash token, crash this, kill the Colossal Fighter. I mean, that seemed pretty good. Yeah, maybe they should have just chilled and held the MST entirely, or they should have killed Garden. I didn't. They were like in a bad spot even if they killed Garden though, just with how much I had accumulated in terms of ways to play into them. But they could have. Maybe they just gotta like wait for multiple rekindlings and game shot or something, and then get rid of Garden. And then like I torrential the first rekindling and they follow it up and somehow. I don't know, it's a bad situation either way for them. Hey, there's that Kuraz I wanted last turn. Okay, well, we got options. We could summon Gear Frame. Not a bad play. We could also summon Driller. Also not a bad play. Gear Frame, maybe... It thins the deck with the last Fortress. So I think I'm going to summon the Gear Frame. Just so we don't draw this guy. The token gets spawned in attack mode. And everything is still halved. I'm cool to just play into Mirror Force at this point of the game. I feel like we're up just so much. One really nice thing about this deck is just having these machine guys in hand. Just in terms of card advantage, actually converts really well because you have the Fortress. So I can just pitch to get it back whenever, you know? Alright, they're going to drop Gores. It's a 700 token, so not too scary. We have the Phoenix Wing. Wonder what the correct discard for Phoenix Wing is. It's probably like Fortress, actually, which is funny. Dog. I feel like there's a good chance I'm not even going to use this stupid Phoenix Wing here. I kind of like the cards in my hand, not going to lie. He's got a Magician in deck still. But I can just, like, out everything he has anyway. Like, he goes level 8, I out it with Grand Mole. I out the Gores with Phoenix Wing or whatever. I can out anything with Fortress. This deck's honestly pretty based. Not gonna lie, I like the like machine variant. Granted, I've gone with like a more similar to my build kind of version, but it's definitely a nice touch. Okay. So I think first thing we're just gonna bring back Fortress. Then we gotta get. We have game somehow though, right? I mean, how do I want to go about this? I could get rid of the Stardust with Phoenix Wing Wing Blast, and then do like a Kuraz play, just to out us. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Right? There's a lot of ways to go about this. So let's get rid of the Stardust, pitching the... Well, let's pitch the Machina Fortress. Get rid of the Stardust. Then we tribute summon Kuraz, target you and you. Then we get the dragon back, and that should just be game. Because it's a 700 tokens, it's 23. Then we get indirect with the 25, and that's going to be the end. Such a shame I didn't get to summon my boy, the Minefield Driller. But, yeah, I think this is a really strong deck, honestly. Again, I've made some changes, but I do think the Machina build has a lot of potential. There are some trade-offs in terms of like it being a bit more aggro, a bit weaker to Cyber Dragon, maybe a bit more punished by certain things like potentially um, just, Torrential Mirror, Cataster, Spirit Reaper. I guess you play in my build like more outs to that stuff. So it might be less of a problem. You're definitely going to get blown out harder by like Cyber Dragon or whatever in post board, or anyone who's crazy enough to be siding like System Down or whatever. But it's a cool build. Machina cards are good cards. I mean, so yeah, solid take on the deck. Definitely, I guess it's maybe weaker to like stuff that Titanial's good against as well. I didn't mention, but it's a very felt like a pretty good version of the deck. So I had fun. I thought it was good. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Be sure to give the video a like. Be sure to leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe. Click that alert bell. Share the video. Do all of the things that you know you're supposed to do to help me reach 1K subscribers. And that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.